Hello, today I want to talk about, are you struggling in your business? It's the second, in fact, of the 5 states of business ownership, which is a ladder that I've devised that goes from stressing all the way up to soaring. 5 stages, and this is the second one, struggling. My definition of struggling in business is when you've got just enough money in the bank account to pay the bills every week. There may be times when you don't quite have enough, you need to do a bit of a scramble or slightly delay paying someone, but you've kind of got enough money to come in to pay the bills going out. But that's all. You just got enough. You never seem to accumulate money in the bank. You never seem to have any surplus. It's just money in, money out, this constant kind of flow around that's getting you nowhere. And it's a struggle. You spend your time working hard, getting more sales in, getting more work, selling more products, whatever it is you're doing, and that's where you're putting your focus, which is important. But there might be a few other reasons that you're in struggle street, and it's not about just getting more income in, although that is one thing, but there might be a few other things to consider. So one of the things that I suggest is in your accounting system, there will be an ability for you to print a profit and loss statement. You will also be able to, in most accounting systems, there will be an option to print a cash profit and loss. And I'd like you to think about go and print both of them out. Now, the difference between the two is the cash profit and loss. So go back into last month and print out the profit and loss and a cash basis profit and loss. Print the two of them out and look at them side by side. What the cash profit and loss is showing you is what money has been come in. So what money's come into your bank account from your revenue, from your sales, from your income, and what payments did you make on the expenses. Now, if you're paying off a loan, or if you've paid a tax bill of some sort, or some of the other things that aren't expenses in the business, it won't show, but it'll give you a good idea of how the money coming in and going out is going from a profit and loss perspective. And then what I want you to do is have a compare that with the other profit and loss. Now, the other profit and loss will be taking up all the invoices you've issued to your clients or customers and all the bills that have been entered to your suppliers, and looking at your profit that way. So the first place to look then is to compare the income in both of them. And if your cash basis profit and loss is showing, say, $30,000 of income, so that's the amount of money you banked in the month, and your full profit and loss is showing $40,000, then you've sold $40,000, but you've only been paid for $30,000. So there's $10,000 of money that's owing to you for sales that you've not got in the bank yet. And if you think about that, $10,000 in your bank account could make a big difference and no longer be sitting on that kind of borderline zero balance. The same thing, then look at the expenses, because the expenses may also have similar in terms of how much you've spent and owe compared to how much you actually paid out during that month. So that's the first thing I'd look at. The second thing I'd look at is whether or not you're actually making a profit. Is your business profitable? If you're selling services that are time for money, you need to be keeping a track of how much time is being spent to deliver. If you've quoted and you've calculated your sales price based on, say, 20 hours to do a particular project, and your team are taking 25 or 30 hours to do it, then you're not making a profit that you think you are, and it may be that your pricing needs to change, or that you need a bit more training of your team to get them to the level where they're delivering at the same hourly rate that you've budgeted for. The other thing may be that you may have entered into a contract and you're not going to be paid for 30, you can't bill till 30 days and then be paid in 30 days. So you've got 60 days of costs of your staff, of consultants, contractors, that you're still going to have to pay before you get your first money in. And think about then whether or not there's a different way you could invoice and get some money up front to help defray those costs. So you've got money to cover those outgoings until the next payment comes in. Lots of ways to look at it, but fundamentally what the problem is that you don't have enough money in the business, enough cash in the bank to keep you going so that you're running from 1 week to the next, 1 month to the next from a cash flow perspective. Giving you a few tips, a few things to think about there. Go away and have a look at those reports and start to get a better understanding of what's happening with your cash in your business. And is it a timing exercise on when people pay you, or is it that you have a problem with your profitability and you may need to look at your pricing or processes and efficiency of the team as a way to get that money, to get more money in the bank account.